6 laps is the scheduled distance. Last week's winner, Corey Castell, on the inside of row number 2. Green flag is out and we're underway. Daryl Mitchell is your early leader. I'll tell you what, that new ride for Corey Castell is definitely quick, as he is up to that 3rd spot already. Randy Whiting and Joe Jock in that 79 round out your top 5 after lap number 1.
Well, Mitchell will lead him going into turns 1 and 2, but going to the bottom is Castell. He'll drift up in between turns 1 and 2. Mitchell able to break free now of the pack. He's got a pack behind him, Brad Sharlow. That's unconfirmed. The 12 of Randy Whiting. Mitchell continues to lead going into 3. So far, there is an inside groove, outside groove. This track is going to shape up very nicely tonight. Coming around on lap number 3, Mitchell continues to lead.
And I'll tell you what, these cars can run pretty much all over the racetrack. If they get a good healthy racing surface out there, these cars can go any place on the speedway. And Daryl Mitchell, who has a feature win to his credit in this division in his rookie year in 2010, leads him going into turns 3 and 4. Corey Castell, one of the newest winners in the Bandit class, rides in 2nd. Then it is Brad Sharlow. Of course, once again, we'll confirm that driver in the 13 as we work in lap number 3.
Well, Mitchell continues to lead coming out of 2, but Castell trying to close that gap ever so slightly on the backstretch here, as Mitchell now continues to lead going into 3. And the backstretch, Matt Zyra on the move. He goes to the outside of the 12 of Whiting. Whiting a little too close for comfort there. Zyra is going to drift up into the high side and going to lose quite a few spots there, Tim.
Absolutely, and Zyra, that brand new looking number 17, looks very sharp out there. And of course, he came away with a top 5 finish last week. Looking to do the same here this evening as your battle for the lead starting to shape up to be a good one. And Daryl Mitchell, who's had the lead from the drop of the green. White flag in the air. Corey Castell doing all he can to run him down. White flag is in the air. Sharlow and Joe Jock haven't had each other for the number 3 and 4 spots as they go into 1 and 2.
The man on the move now is Matt Zyra. He got by the number 12 of Randy Whiting out of 3 and 4, but now the action takes place over in 3 and 4. Daryl Mitchell now going to power to the clay. Coming out of 4, Daryl Mitchell will win heat race number 1 of the evening. But now coming out of 4, Shallow sticks to the inside. Joe Jock cannot close the gap, so it'll be Mitchell, Corey Castell, Brad Sharlow, Joe Jock, and the 17.
Justin DeRocha, Matthew Obey in the 89, Ernie Cree in the number 18.
So leading away, we got the green flag. The 101 drifts away from the rest of the field now. As coming in behind is the 29 car of Justin DeRozier. Justin DeRozier on the backstretch now going to look for that number 2 position, followed up by Ernie Cree. On the outside of them, it is the number 75, Trevor Avery, trying to hold on to that number 2 spot. Can't do so as the 101 will come around and lead lap number 1.
And Musa has that car working very well. Of course, Stewart has won in this division, of course, being several years ago, back in the mid-2000s, I do believe. But he leads the way right now as they go down into turns 3 and 4 in a healthy 7-car length lead. DeRocha back there in 2nd. Ernie Cree, last year's runner-up in the points, rides in 3rd. Obey and Fish complete the top 5. And I'll tell you what, Musau's having his way with everybody in the early going.
Well, welcome back to Mohawk International Raceway. Mr. Musa is with a car. Trevor Avery slowing down on the backstretch. Puff of smoke coming out of his number 75 machine now as Musa is going to make quick work of him coming in between turns 3 and 4. Musa power to the clay coming out of 4, followed by Ernie Cree, Justin DeRozier, and the 89 of Oban.
As the Trevor Avery machine gets the black flag, a little bit of smoke showing out of that car. But meanwhile, Musa continues to lead it. Ernie Cree has jumped up into the number 2 spot, and a whole lot of smoke showing out of the Avery number 7. And DeRocha, who is running very strong in this race as well, as pulled pit side with the 29. 2 laps to go, and we got Avery stopped over there on the backstretch. Caution flag is out. 4 laps complete, 2 more to go, and this will tighten things.
Free pass every weekend that they're here, and I think they're going to join us every week, Tim.
And that is the plan. Talking to Dana Aikens and Glenn Gould last week at Brockville, they love coming to the Speedway, and they had a solid run last week. And see if they can continue that here tonight. Green flag back out, and Stuart Musa back to the early lead. Your good friend Ernie Cree up there in the number 2 spot, right there with Musa down the back straightaway. It looks like it's about an even match right now as they go into turn number 3. Matthew Oban holding on to spot number 3, and Matthew had a great run going last week until Mechanical Woes kind of sidelined him for the night. White flag in the air, and Musa having his way.
Certainly going to be a great feature come here later on tonight. Ernie Cree going to stick it to the bottom going out of turn 2. But Musa's got that machine hooked up here this evening on the backstretch as he heads into turn number 3 and 4, followed by Ernie Cree along with Matthew Oban and Andrew Fish rounding out your top 4. A little smoke coming out of the number 8 machine. Stuart Musa, welcome back to Mohawk. He gets heat race number 2 here in the Bandit Division.
Ernie Cree will get...
So it'll be Federley on the inside, Bull Hill to kick off race number 1 for the modifieds. LeGros on the outside, the power to the clay. Coming on a 1, we got green on the field as Federley powers away into turns 1 and 2. LeGros to the passenger side on the high side as now Federley to the bottom. Coming onto the backstretch, he's got company with Mr. 71, Delbert LeGros. LeGros in second place, followed there very closely by the Laser Laurent Ladouceur. And Brandon Sweet and Luke Whitaker round out your top 5.
And Federley has not missed a beat whatsoever. So we mentioned health problems have kind of sidelined Federley for the time being, but he is back in fine form, 100% healthy and ready to go tonight. He leads the way going into turn number 4 with LeGros, and now Ladouceur starts to close in for that runner-up spot as they go into 1 and 2.
Federley now with about a 3-car length lead on the number 2 car of this heat race. Delbert LeGros, Laurent Ladouceur running in 3rd. Federley, he found his groove. He likes where he's coming out of 4 now. He'll power it, taking lap number 3. He continues to lead, but to the inside, it is Whitaker looking to get around the number 24 of Brandon Sweet. He'll do so. Now he's in the top 4.
And Luke Whitaker not wasting any time, charging after Laurent Ladouceur in the number 3 spot. Up in front, though, Kevin Federley looking strong as ever. He leads them down into turns 1 and 2 with LeGros, Ladouceur, Whitaker, and Brandon Sweet, your top 5. Harvey Arquette completing your field.
So now a couple of grooves starting to take shape here. This track is in fantastic condition tonight. The features coming up very shortly should be absolutely incredible like they were last week. Federley continues to lead now on lap number 5. He's got some company. Delbert LeGros takes a peek to the inside. Can he narrow the gap? No, sir. Mr. Federley powers his way on the backstretch, going into turns 3 and 4. LeGros looking for something on the inside, Mr. Tim Baltz, but coming out of 4, Federley continues to lead.
And Federley able to hold off LeGros for the time being. And he sticks right down to the inside part of the speedway. LeGros has not been able to get around him, though, as Federley holding a solid line out there in that 57. Right through turns 3 and 4, Laurent Ladouceur pushing just a little bit. He's got Luke Whitaker all over the back doorstep. 7 laps are complete, 3 more to go. And can Federley hold on? He's got 3 more laps to do it.
12 more turns of the steering wheel for Federley. Quick math here, not my strong subject. But Federley, the only math he needs to know. He is in first place right now on lap number 8. Federley continues to lead. LeGros still looking for some bite on the inside. Laurent Ladouceur looking to join. He gets up a little high on the berm there. Closing the gap is Luke Whitaker, but on the backstretch, Kevin Federley, as he goes into turns 3 and 4, continues to lead, Mr. Tim Baltz.
White flag displayed this time by, and Federley is led from the drop of the green flag. Here comes LeGros, a shot at him into turn 1. Couldn't get the job done. Here comes Laurent Ladouceur in the 3rd spot. He's going to go after LeGros down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be out this time by, and Kevin Federley's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Federley will get the win. LeGros, Ladouceur, Whitaker, Brandon Sweet, your top 5. Harvey Arquette Jr. picks up the 6th and final spot on the field, but what a strong, hard competitor out there, and if he puts a dent in that race car, it won't be his fault, I can guarantee you that for sure. Green flag is out, and Dwaron and Jock take him into turns 1 and 2, and Perry Francis leans on Dale Plank going into turn number 1.
Absolutely no room there for the 007 Roy Tarbell. He backs off the gas. But leading so far, the son of former track champion Ovid Duran. It is the 40 of Joel Duran, followed by Dale Plank, along with Tommy Jock Jr., the 4-7 of Shane Pecor. Pecor now taking a peek to the inside of Tommy Jock Jr. coming out of turns number 2. Pecor looking for a little bite on the bottom there, but can't quite find it. Joel Duran continues to lead, slowing on the turn 3 there was Perry Francis, and now Gage Morin starting to close the gap.
Joel Dwaron continues to lead and actually starting to pull away from Dale Plank down the back straightaway. Tommy Jock right there in the number 2 or 3 spot rather. Then it's Shane Pecor, Perry Francis, Gage Morin, and Roy Tarbell. But I'll tell you what, right now up in front, Dwaron and Plank are the class of the field as they motor through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway.
The 77X Dale Plank looks to run down your leader. I don't know if he's got enough time to do so. Got 7 laps to go here. Duran continues to strong lead here coming out of turn 4, followed by Plank. Now getting to the high sides of 007 of Roy Tarbell. Gage Moran makes the pass on the inside. 6 laps to go. Mr. Tim Baltz is now Perry Francis starting to pick up the pace.
Halfway sign is out. 5 in, 5 more to go this time by, and Dwaron has had his way with the field. And Dale Plank, who usually by this time has closed the gap and challenged for the lead, has not been able to do so. He's back there just about 7 car lengths right now from Dwaron, back in the 2nd spot. Then it's Tommy Jock Jr. back to 3rd. Perry Francis has come up to 4th, and Gage Moran now rounds out your top 5.
So Joel Duran continues to lead, and certainly Plank, trying for all his might, cannot close that gap. 4 laps is the distance to go here. Duran has found the groove that he likes between 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. He'll come around to collect the 4 to go sign. 3 to go here, as followed by Dale Plank, Tommy Jock, Perry Francis, and the 16 of Gage Moran, who makes the move to the inside now to the bottom, but Perry Francis shuts the door.
And they're battling hard for the 4th spot. Meanwhile, up in front, Plank has changed his line a little bit, and he's actually run down Joel Dwaron. 2 more laps to go, and Plank running the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Dwaron on the outside, and no such doing down the back straightaway as they go into turns 3 and 4. Plank sizes him up. He drives it hard into turn number 3. No such luck. Off of corner number 4. White flag is in the air, and Roy Tarbell slows off of turn number 2.
So Duran now on the backstretch, looking to win heat race number 2 of the night. Kevin Federley won the other one. Now Plank to the bottom, looking for some bite. Can't quite hang on, as now Duran will collect heat race number 2, followed by Dale Plank, Tommy Jock Jr., Perry Francis, and the 16 of Gage Moran.
We're set to go green. 10 laps the distance once again. Heat number 3 set to go green.
So Helm takes the early race lead. Timmy O'Brien now going to look to split the difference, but he can't do so. The 188 of Papineau to the high side, and getting pushed out of the way was Timmy O'Brien. No room for error here tonight. To the inside, Brandon Sweet going way high on the track as the 115, and now cars coming together as LaFrance backs off a little bit. A little too close for comfort here in the early on, Mr. Tim Baltz.
And I'll tell you what, David Papineau's making it look easy down the back straightaway. He has the lead, a rookie in the modifieds this year, as is Tommy Conklin in the 29. As they go at it for the lead down the front straightaway, it's Papineau, Conklin, Timmy O'Brien, and now brother Danny O'Brien gets past Ryan Helm as he moves into 4th.
Tom Conklin jumps into the inside, looks to make the move on the inside, and he's got the pass completed on the backstretch. Tommy Conklin, your new race leader, looking to the inside of Papineau is the 88 machine of Timmy O'Brien. Timmy O'Brien now picks up the number 2 spot, opens the door for big brother Danny.
And I'll tell you what, looking back into the field, Stefan LaFrance caught a hole in turn 1 and almost turned that car over, but he's back in behind Ryan Helm as of now. But 2 best friends up in front, Tom Conklin, Timmy O'Brien, going at it for the lead. Older brother Danny O'Brien right behind him in 3rd. Then it's Papineau, defending track champion Chris Rabe, doing all he can to get by him for the number 4 spot. But meanwhile, Tom Conklin holding his own out there against O'Brien as they go off at corner number 4.
So Tom Conklin out of Gouverneur, New York, made a smooth transition from Sportsman to 358 mods. He's enjoying his early season so far. He's got company now, the 88 machine of Timmy O'Brien. Danny O'Brien now running in 3rd. Mr. Conklin liking the groove he's found here, Tim, as he comes out of 4, and he'll lead lap number 6.
And he's been strong all the way through this qualifying heat, grabbing the lead early from David Papineau. And Papineau has gone from the lead all the way back to about 6th spot right now. So Papineau just getting used to things out there in that 358, but he's doing a fine job off of corner number 4. Conklin continues to lead it. Then it's Timmy O'Brien, Danny O'Brien, Chris Rabe, and now Stefan LaFrance rounding out your top 5.
So 2 more laps to go. Tommy Conklin leading this race. Heat race number 3. We'll have 4 heat races at least of modifieds tonight. Conklin comes out of 4. He'll come around, collect 2 laps to go is the distance, Mr. Austin Swamp says. Timmy O'Brien now looking to run down the leader, coming out of 2. Not a lot of bite there for Timmy, as Tommy Conklin has not allowed Timmy O'Brien to close the distance so far.
He's running a solid line out there up off of corner number 4. A white flag is flying in the air, and Timmy O'Brien down low. Tommy Conklin right about the middle of the racetrack. Danny O'Brien solidly into that third spot. Then it's Chris Raby and Stefan LaFrance having their battle for fourth. Checkered flag is out, and Tommy Conklin's going to grab his first ever 358 modified heat win. He gets it. Timmy O'Brien, Danny O'Brien, your top three. Good battle for fourth as Raby will hold off LaFrance for that position, and LaFrance will... Kyle Jacobs, glad to have him back with us. Former track champion Brian McDonald and Kerry Terrance in that second row. Casey Swamp, Matt Billings, Zach Aubertine, Roy Delormier. We're under green. And into 1 and 2 they go. Todd Stone grabs the lead. Kyle Jacobs settling back into second. Here comes Kerry Terrance, track champ back here in 2010. Brian McDonald into fourth, and Swamp having a strong run early into fifth.
Casey Swamp now into fifth. Good run by him, but his teammate Kyle Jacobs in the number 2 spot, looking to run down the leader 1X of Todd Stone. Kyle Jacobs has some good bite coming out of 2, but can't quite close the distance. Kerry Terrance in the 66X machine is now into the top 3, followed by Brian Slim McDonald and the 74 of Matt Billings. And Casey Swamp rounds out your top 5.
And Todd Stone motoring away from the field right now. He's opened up about 6-7 car lengths on Kyle Jacobs, who's got Kerry Terrance right there with him. And Terrance from the outside to the inside makes the move for second, and he'll go to the runner-up spot. It's Jacobs, McDonald, and now Matt Billings cracking into the top 5.
So now Casey Swamp goes into 2, get a little bit of a push there coming into 2, but now the racing on the surface to watch is the 37 of Kyle Jacobs. Brian Slim McDonald to the inside, looking to take over that number 3 spot. As a little bit of puff of smoke coming out of the 1X of Todd Stone. Maybe a tire rub, not so sure. We're at the halfway point of heat race number 4. Todd Stone continues to lead.
And he's setting a torrid pace so far here at the halfway point. 5 in, 5 more to go. And Terrance doing all he can to run him down. All he's got to do is just make consistent laps. But Todd Stone's making even better laps out there as he goes to the top side of the speedway. Now he kind of diamonds the corner, coming off of corner number 4. Still leading the way here by a full straightaway on Kerry Terrance.
So Todd Stone going to put her in cruise control down onto the backstretch, followed by Kerry Terrance. Terrance now probably going to settle into that number 2 position in heat race number 4. Next up, the Sportsman. Todd Stone comes out of 4. He continues to lead, but now the dive bomb to the move to the bottom is Matt Billings, the 74. Can he get Brian McDonald at the line? Billings has got the number 3 spot.
And it was almost a dead heat at the line. Brian McDonald fighting him off, though, on the top side of the speedway. They're still side by side. Now Billings pulls by, collecting the number 3 spot as McDonald into 4th. Casey Swamp now up to 5th. Kyle Jacobs, Roy Delormier completing the rest of this field. But up in front, Todd Stone, who has been on a mission from the drop of the green flag as he's led the entire distance off of corner number 4. A white flag in the air for Todd Stone.
Some handling issues developing for the 37 of Kyle Jacobs is now getting by him as the 22 of Ray Delormier. Casey Swamp made the pass 1 lap ago. Now into turns 3 and 4. Todd Stone going to try to take it home for heat race number 4, and he'll do so. Todd Stone, heat race winner number 4, followed by Kerry Terrance. Matt Billings will come around, and along with Brian McDonald and the 44 of Casey Swamp, top 5 for him. Congratulations, Taylor. Your daddy's got a top 5. Sallows will be your early race leader now. He'll take to the inside, followed by Thunder Anderson. Jenna David with a strong move to number 2. Can she get by in the inside? Thunder Anderson says, I don't think so on the back stretch. Jenna David now getting a little out of shape there as Thunder Anderson may have came down just a little bit, but Dylan Sallows continuing to lead. Jenna David now to the inside, or excuse me, to the middle as Brendan Hagan, last week's race winner, tries the dive bomb, can't find any bite there, as now to the outside, the 14 of Kyle Wilson onto the backstretch. He's got himself a top 3 race so far, Mr. Tim Baltz.
And right now up in front, Dylan Sallows, who hit the wall a ton last week. They've got that car back in running order and running very well so far. Thunder Anderson back there in the 2nd spot. Kyle Wilson, who's trying to get by on the top side, and last week these two drivers went at it in the qualifying heat as well for the win. This time it's for the number 2 spot, and Wilson going the long way around. Anderson trying to hold him off, but won't be able to do it. Kyle Wilson, your new 3rd place runner.
So the number 14 machine, Kyle Wilson, will set his sights on the 83 of 11 of Dylan Sallows. Wilson to the high side, Sallows to the bottom, but Wilson's going to close the gap in the middle of the racing track. He gets a little bite on the high side as he comes around. We've got halfway home, 8 laps the distance here. Sallow starting to settle in, but Tim, here comes Kyle Wilson.
And I'll tell you what, Dylan Sallow's car looks like it's getting a little loose coming off the corner, and that's where Kyle Wilson's at his best right now, trying to get by Sallows for the number 1 spot. He tucks right up on the back bumper, and Sallows to the inside, Kyle Wilson to the outside as they go down into turns 1 and 2, and Kyle Wilson all the way around the top side. Wilson, your new leader, as they go into turn number 3.
Kyle Wilson, you're absolutely right, is the new race leader. He'll come out of 4. He's got 2 more laps to go. Dylan Sallows now, car getting twisted up a little bit, I believe was the number 2 of Jenna David, followed by Thunder Anderson, Jessica Power, and now Kyle Wilson going to run away and hide here, Tim, in heat race number 1 for the Sportsman.
And of course, he won the qualifying heat last week in the Sportsman class. He's looking to do the same here tonight, and that number 14, white flag, is in the air for Wilson as the Joyceville Cadet goes down into turns 1 and 2 with that lead. Dylan Sallows into 2nd. Brandon Hagen strongly into the 3rd spot. Jenna David having a great run up to 4th now. Thunder Anderson 5th. Jessica Power, Todd Ferguson completes your field. Checkered flag is out and Kyle Wilson will grab the win. 2nd spot will go to Dylan Sallows. Hagen, your top 3. Jenna David, Thunder Anderson, your top 5. Then we're set to go for 8 laps once again, Brian, and the field looks strong off of 4.
So Brockway and the 70 of Billy Cook will lead, and now drifting up just a little bit as trying to get to the inside is Mike Arquette on the number 70 of Josh Brockway. Some handling issues here for Brockway as quickly he'll go from 1st down to number 4 spot. Billy Cook, your early race leader, followed by Dan Gelbert. Mike Arquette now hops up into the number 3 spot. He'll set his sights on the number 1 and number 2 cars.
As they head off into corners 1 and 2, Billy Cook with the early advantage. Dan Gelbert right behind him. These 2 drivers know each other very, very well, and they work together, race together, and all that. And right now they set the pace as they go into turn number 4. Cook with the lead. Gelbert, Mike Arquette, your top 3. Steve Billings having a strong run up into 4th now.
So now to the inside, it is Gelbert on Billy Cook, the gentleman trying to hang on to the number 1 racing position. Mike Arquette in 3rd, now going to look for those 2 to battle it out, maybe find an opening coming out of 4. A puff of smoke maybe coming out of the Billy Cook machine here as he comes around on lap number 3. Gelbert looks to the inside, and Billy Cook may have launched a motor.
I'm not sure what's going on with the M70 as he is slowed off at turn number 2. And as they go into turn number 3, smoke still pouring out of the back of that car as Mike Arquette goes by, and he is slowing big time up off of corner number 4. And black flag being issued for Billy Cook, and unfortunately the good run has come to an end here. We're halfway home though. Dan Gelbert continues to lead it, and Billy Cook still slow up off of turn 2, but he'll most likely make it back pit side.
So the question at hand, can Gelbert hang on to the early race lead that he has with 2 laps remaining here, followed up by the number 2 EZ of Mike Arquette. The distance for Gelbert starting to lengthen just a little bit as he finds some bite on the high side coming out of 4. Arquette going to try the high side as well as he'll try to run down the race leader, Tim, with 2 laps to go.
Got a couple more laps remaining, and Gelbert has been about the only driver tonight to run right around the top side all the way around this racetrack. We saw several drivers running the top in either 3 and 4 or 1 and 2 only, and then to the bottom in the opposite corner. But Gelbert has got the high side figured out with the white flag in the air. Mike Arquette in 2nd. Steve Billings running the high side up into 3rd. And Josh Brockway completes your field, but it's Gelbert the leader into turn number 3.
So Gelbert into 3, now he'll come out of 4. He's looking to collect race number 2 for the Dirt Car Sportsman. He'll do just that, followed by the 2 EZ of Mike Arquette, Steve Billings, and rounding out the field here in the number...
the winner of the 50-50 draw tonight. We hope you're enjoying your evening out there, and hopefully you get your 50-50 ticket. Big pot last week, $705 to the winner. We're under green right now, and Tammy Gelbert pokes the nose out, grabs the early lead. Brian Kopp has got a hornet's nest behind him for 2nd.
Gelbert looking to make it a family affair here as her better half won heat race number 2 on the Sportsman. She continues to lead now. A little bumping and banging going back on the field now as Evoy looking to get in that number 3 spot. Not a lot of room for him to go as Dana Akins hangs on to that number 2 spot. Evoy now, things open up for him on the backstretch. He'll set his sights on the number 8 of Dana Akins. To the outside goes Evoy. Now he'll drift to the inside, coming out of 4 as Tammy Jalbert continues to lead.
And she's got a healthy lead out there by about 4 car lengths. And Dana Aikens has his mirrors full of Dylan Evoy down the back straightaway. And Evoy closes in into turn number 3 down to the inside. And he'll slide up in front of Dana Aikens, albeit for a moment, though, as Aikens fighting back on the top. Evoy slides up in front once again and will claim spot number 2. As we work in lap number 3, it's Aikens into 3rd, Swamp, and now Brian Kopp leading the top 5.
Jalbert continues to lead going into turns 3 and 4, but here comes Dylan Evoy, the hot shoe out of Brockville, Ontario. He'll come around, and he's got the number 2 spot halfway home here. Tammy Jalbert continues to lead, followed by Evoy, Dana Aikens, the one of Nolan Swamp, who had a great run last week, and Brian Kopp. Round out your top 5, Tim. Tammy Jalbert seems to have a good time going so far.
And she's having a great time out there. Of course, she's won several heat races in many divisions in her career, not only in the 4-cylinder bandit division, the pro stocks. She's also won in 358 modified racing, and now looking for her first ever sportsman heat win, as Dylan Evoy is going to make it tough on her, though. They go into turn number 3. 2 more laps to go, says Austin Swamp.
2 laps the remaining distance for the dirt car sportsman. Jalbert to the high side. Evoy looking for a little moisture up top. Can he find it as he goes down the backstretch in the number 2 position? He has closed the lead. Now Evoy to the top side of Jalbert. Will Jalbert hug the corner bottom coming out of 4? She'll do that. 1 lap remaining.
And I tell you what, this one's getting interesting. Here comes Evoy. He's way up into no man's lane up there off of corner number 2, but Jalbert with a strong drive up off the bottom. Checkered flag is out this time by the defending track champion, trying to get by Tammy Jalbert for the win. Off of corner number 4, Jalbert will do it. 2nd will go to Evoy. 3rd is still up for grabs off the corner. It's going to be Brian Kopp for 3rd, Nolan Swamp, Dana Aikens, and Neil Provost in that order, and Mike Stacy in the...
Louis Jackson Jr. off to the early race lead. Green flag on the field. Brett Kesley to the inside of the inside of number 35, the 14-year-old hot shoe Thomas Cook. Now Josh Van Brocklin looking to hop up the number 3 spot. He'll do so, but Louis Jackson Jr. did some homework this week. He leads heat race number 4.
I tell you what, he's got that number 1 spot to himself, but Brent Kelsey in the 30. It's been a couple of years since he's won a feature race, and he has never won one in sportsman competition. Would like to get it done here tonight, as the 10 of Josh Van Brocklin holding down spot number 3. Cook into 4th. Wyatt Mullen completes the top 5. Then it's Adam Rozon and Thunder Anderson Jr. completing the field.
So Louis Jackson Jr. leads going into turns 3 and 4. He's found his groove that he likes. He's got some power coming out of 4. He'll do so. Brett Kesley now to the inside. Josh Van Brocklin very quickly coming up into the number 3 position, looking to the inside of the number 30 of Brett Kesley.
And he has taken a liking to this speedway. Of course, you remember last year, the Sportsman Tour race here, he dominated, lapping all the way up to 3rd place Mike Arquette at the finish. As they come up off of corner number 4, Louis Jackson Jr. at the halfway point has the lead with Brent Kelsey and Josh Van Brocklin in that order, but a good battle for the top spot as we work off of 2.
The race for number 1 position is the place to watch, but now Josh Van Brocklin, he's going to make it a trifecta to the inside. Brent Kesley overtakes the race leader. Louis Jackson opens up the door for Josh Van Brocklin. Now Louis Jackson in 2nd. He'll go to the inside. No room for him as Brent Kesley will slam that door shut. Jackson drifts a little high, and Van Brocklin looking for some room, but a great move there by the number 30 of Brent Kesley.
Off of corner number 4 this time by Brent Kelsey has the lead. Here comes Van Brocklin at a bid for 2nd down low, and he will grab that spot as they go into turn number 1, and Louis Jackson Jr. got shuffled out of line. Now the 29 of Thunder Anderson Jr. right in the way of the top 3 drivers. They get by with ease. 1 on the outside, 1 on the inside. Thomas Cook back there into 4th. Adam Rose on 5th. White flag in the air. Brent Kelsey having his way so far at the white flag lap.
So Brett Kelsey continues to lead coming out of 2. Josh Van Brocklin, does he have enough time in real estate to run down the leader? That remains to be seen. Now as Kelsey will go into turns 3 to the bottom, come to the hot side, outside on turn number 4, and he'll collect heat race number 4. Some fantastic racing tonight in the sportsman division.
And Van Brocklin will come Austin looks him over and says, no, let's...
The Pro Stocks, Jody Swamp and Owen White.
Getting set to go through corners 3 and 4. Preston Moose out to the inside. Stefan LeBrun to the outside. We're underway. Green flag is out. And LeBrun grabs that early advantage. A little bit of smoke showing out of the back of the number 6 as they go into turn number 2. We're 3 wide back there for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Rock Oban is going to take advantage of that. Goes by both Owen White and Mark Lalone, and he is not done. He's got a quick race car in the early going as he goes after Jody Swamp for the runner-up spot. And now Preston Moose out, but up in front is Stefan LeBrun leading, but Rock Oban's on a mission.
The man on the move, Rock Oban, started dead last on the field. He's got his way up in the number 2 position as 2 cars getting together. The 102 of Preston Musa and the 69 machine, I do believe, of Jody Swamp collecting together on turns 2. And I believe Jody Swamp has a left front tire going down. Let's see how this one plays out.
As they go down the back straightaway, it's LeBrun, your leader, and I believe you are right. The 69 of Swamp does have a left front flat tire. But it's Rock Oban closing the gap going into turn number 3. Mark Lalone back there in that 3rd spot. Up there into 4th now it is Owen White. Of course, Owen won Rookie of the Race at Syracuse this year, or this past season I should say, in October. And Musau and Swamp will go pit side.
So Oban, your race, or excuse me, Stefan LeBrun, your race leader, track champion here from a few years back. Oban looking to make this a 2-car affair. He goes to the inside, coming out of 4. Can he complete the pass with 2 to go? No, he can't, said Austin Swamp. As now LeBrun continues to lead, he'll drift to the bottom, coming out of 2. Opening the door for Oban on the outside? I don't think so, as Oban will settle in that number 2 position. But Mark Lalone having a very strong race here tonight in heat race number 1 for the Pro Stocks.
And he's going after Oban for the runner-up spot up off of corner number 4. They're side by side. Oban shuts the door on him going into turn number 1, but Lalone is still right there with him as they exit corner number 2, this time down the back straightaway. It's LeBrun, Oban, and Mark Lalone, your top 3. Owen White watching this battle from 4th as they come up off the corner. A good 3-car battle for the number 1 spot with 2 to go.
So far, one of the best heat races of the night. LeBron's got his hands full. Oban to the outside, Lalone to the inside. LeBrun, your race leader on the backstretch. Oban, will he try the high side? Lalone's going to try the low side here, as now coming out of 4. It is Rock Oban, neck and neck, side by side with LeBrun. He'll get the race lead with 1 lap remaining.
And I tell you what, this race is far from over. The way these 3 cars have been battling throughout this entire event, Rock Oban does seem to have the advantage, though, as he pulls away from LeBrun by about 2 car lengths. LeBrun's going to give it 1 last shot into turn number 3. No such luck. Checkered flag is out. Rock Oban will get the win. 2nd is still up for grabs. It will go to LeBrun, and the number 8 of Lalone will cross in 3rd. Oaks P.J. Peters in the number 73 will complete the field. And Cody Supernull up on the flag stand. We'll look him over. We're underway. Ricky Thompson into the early lead as Chris Tremblay and Dan Denway having it out for 2nd and 3rd. Deion Oaks sticks his nose in there. P.J. Peters going to take advantage. He's going to go from 5th to 3rd and now work his way up to challenge Chris Tremblay for the number 2 spot as they come up off the corner. Ricky Thompson, your early leader.
Great racing move there by the 48 of Deion Oaks to the inside of Dan Denway. He didn't get into the inside of him, didn't crash him. He let the car come around into the inside and got the pass around Denway. But so far, Ricky Thompson setting the pace on the field, but P.J. Peters looking to make this an interesting event for heat race number 2 of the Pro Stocks.
And he comes down the front straightaway into 1 and 2 and down the backstretch, trying to get by Thompson for the lead here. Going into turn number 3, here comes Peters. 1 more shot at him up off of corner number 4. Peters and Thompson side by side, and it's going to be Peters at the line for the lead at lap 3.
P.J. Peters now to the inside. You are absolutely correct, Mr. Tim Baltz. But now Ricky Thompson to the outside on the backstretch, going to look to make this a 2-car event. He stays to the high side. Peters to the bottom. Chris Tremblay hanging tough in 3rd. Deion Oaks looking to join the fray. Coming out of 4, P.J. Peters continues to lead.
And I'll tell you what, the battle for 3rd heating up as Deion Oaks goes down to the bottom. Chris Tremblay to the outside. Dan Denway looking at this battle from 5th. As they come up off the corner now, Deion Oaks gets on by for the number 3 spot, moving Tremblay back to 4th. Off the corner they go, and Tremblay gets into the side of Oaks, but everybody stays straight off of 4, and we stay green. 5 laps are complete.
Great job by Tremblay to get off the gas pedal there and not spin out Dion Oaks, the number 3 car. PJ Peters now making his way to the front and very content up front now as he comes into turns 3 and 4. Ricky Thompson settling in a very strong run here tonight for him in the number 2 position. Dion Oaks working his way up from way back in the field up to the number 3 spot. We've got 2 laps remaining, Tim.
2 laps left to go, and PJ Peters has the lead, and a commanding lead out there so far. Ricky Thompson back into the runner-up spot. Dion Oaks is third, followed by Tremblay and Dan Denway. Your top 5. Peters off of corner number 4 sees the white flag from Cody as he has a healthy 5-car length lead on Ricky Thompson.
PJ Peters now powers his way coming out of 2. He's got the backstretch. 2 more turns of the steering wheel. The man on the move, the 48 of Dion Oaks. He looks to the outside of Ricky Thompson. Can he make the pass going into 3? Coming out of 4. Will he get by Ricky Thompson for the number 2 spot? Dion Oaks at the line. Ricky Thompson, number 2 spot. Dion Oaks, followed by Chris Tremblay and the 64 machine of Dan Denway. One of the best.
Matthew Robinson, the 11M of Matt Mutin, along with the 03. So green flag is out, we're underway, and 6 laps is the distance, and Scotty Waldruff, who's competed in the Bandit division, or the 4-cylinder rookie class if you prefer, leads the way. Matthew Robinson making a statement, trying to defend his track championship as they come down the back straightaway. Matt Mutin is third, and the 21 of Scott Muir holding on to spot number 4. Brian Green completes the top 5.
So in the number 2 position is Matthew Robinson. He's won a few features here, but Scott Waldruff very comfortable running up the number 2 position. Mutin now in the number 3 spot, looking very strong here in this heat race, the 1 heat race for we have of the Mod Lights tonight. Autograph session coming up at intermission, but Waldruff continues to lead. We've got how many more laps to go, Mr. Tim Bolts? I believe we've got 5 laps to go. We are halfway. As now to the outside, here comes Matthew Robinson going into turns 3. To the inside, Waldruff's going to hang on to that number 1 spot. Robinson, the old dip and dive move coming out of 4. Can he complete the pass? Gets a little sideways. We've got yellow on the backstretch as a car, I believe, went behind our signage on the backstretch.
And we got Bailey McDonald spun to the outside of corner number 2. And night right here at MIR with Danny O'Brien collecting the win.
It's my wallpaper picture now, Tim.
It's a good picture for sure. Green flag is back out. Scotty Waldruff has had his hands full so far with Matthew Robinson. Robinson's going to go to the top side now, and they're going to go side by side down the backstretch. What a job of driving out here by your top 2 cars.
Robinson now, row your boat to the outside as he looks to pass from Waldruff. Waldruff drifts up the track just a little bit. Robinson able to pedal his way past him, but now coming back to the inside is Waldruff. They're 1 and 2, neck and neck, coming out of turn 2. We've got 2 laps remaining as now Matthew Robinson has taken over the race leader Waldruff. Fantastic action here by the Mod Lights.
Coming up off the corner, your defending track champion Matthew Robinson has 2 laps left to go. Waldruff into second. It's Mutin, Brian Green, your top 4. Then the 03 of Tim Reeve holding on to that number 5 spot. As they go down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4, a white flag will be displayed this time by, and Matthew Robinson looking very strong up off of corner number 4.
Waldruff having a fantastic run tonight in the Mod Lights. White flag on the field. Robinson, your race leader now. He'll go to the bottom, coming out of 2, followed by Waldruff, Matt Mutin, and Brian Green in the number 4 spot, the number 5 spot, the 21G of Scott Muir. Coming out of 4 now, it is Matthew Robinson. He'll be around to collect the heat race win for the Mod Lights, and that will conclude our portion of the of the heats tonight, Tim. We'll move to the autograph session. Are you going to go downstairs and maybe sign a few autographs, or?
I don't know. I've got writer's cramp. No. 8 cars set to battle. Last week's winner, Danny O'Brien, will fire from the 19th starting spot. 25 laps. Todd Stone, Tommy Jock on the front row. Green flag flies, and we're underway.
A lot of horses now as Todd Stone, your early race leader, followed by Tommy Jock. Now to the outside. Here comes the 55 of Perry Bones Francis. Francis looks to duck in the inside of Tommy Jock in turn number 3. He'll do so. Side by side, nerf bar to nerf bar. And coming up through the field is the 77X of Dale Plank. He works his way up into the number 3 spot. Todd Stone continues to lead, coming out of turn number 2.
Barry Francis, Dale Plank, Tommy Conklin, and Tom Jock Jr. top 5. Look at Kerry Torrance up on that high side of the speedway trying to go around Devil or Grove for 6. Up in front though, Todd Stone's looking pretty strong in the early going, so he leads the way down the back straightaway. A healthy 7-car length lead already over Barry Francis in second.
Todd Stone makes the long haul every week, a 4-hour trip from Vermont. He's your race leader. We've got 23 laps to go. There's a dive move to the bottom by the 01 of Chris Robbie. He gets around the 44 of Casey Swamp. Danny O'Brien now deep in the field, looking to work his way back in. He gets to the inside of the 44. Now, Todd Stone, he's coming around turn number 4. Continues to be your race leader on lap number 4.
And 4 laps have been complete. Dale Plank, Perry Francis at each other for the runner-up spot. Francis has it for the time being. Here comes Plank back after him down the back straightaway. Into corners 3 and 4 they go. Plank to the bottom, Francis to the middle of the racetrack, and Francis will be able to hold them off for the time being. They still race door handle to door handle into turns 1 and 2.
Perry Bones Francis with a power move to the outside out of 2. He retains the number 2 position. Todd Stone setting the scorching pace for the field here tonight. Plank and Francis, the race for the number 2 spot is the one to watch on the track. Now Plank, he completes the pass for the number 2 spot, sets his sights on Todd Stone.
And Todd Stone will be entering into lap traffic here as he closes in on the back bumper of Harvey Arquette Jr. up off of corner number 4. He leads the way, followed by Dale Plank, Barry Francis. Now a good battle from the number 4 spot as Kerry Torrance motors to the top side of the speedway, gets around rookie Tommy Conklin, and Conklin relegated to the number 5 spot, working lap number 7.
Some fantastic side-by-side racing deep in the field. The Plankinator, he sets his sights on the 1X of Todd Stone. Todd Stone now gets by Arquette on the bottom. Lap traffic going to be an issue here. How can Todd Stone work his way and work his magic through lap traffic? We'll see as he dives to the bottom. They're looking to get by the 188 of David Papineau. We've got 22 laps to go.
Caution free so far in the first 8 laps of this one. Now Kerry Torrance brings the Twin Leaf 66X up to position number 3, getting by Perry Francis. Francis trying to fight back, couldn't quite do it though. He falls in behind Torrance in the 4 spot. It's Conklin, Brian McDonald, Timmy O'Brien, Brandon Sweet, Chris Raby, and Tommy Jock Jr. completing the top 10 with 10 laps complete.
The low groove is the place to be now as Todd Stone drifts high in turn 2. Down the backstretch, he fires past the 15 of Ryan Helm. Here comes Dale Plank to the bottom. He's got Todd Stone in his sights coming out of 4. Plankinator now bumper to bumper.
As they go down into turns 1 and 2, Dale Plank is right there. Had some struggles last week in that 77X machine, but he's back in fine form here tonight. As Kevin Federley slows to the outside, he'll go pit side with the 57, as will Ryan Helm in the 15. Up off of corner number 4, side by side for the lead at lap 12.
Plank now looking to the inside. Todd Stone, he'll power his way through 2. Here comes Plank on the bottom. Can't quite hold it coming off of turn number 2. Todd Stone now sets his sights into turn number 3. He'll come out of 4. Will he be the race leader? Plank now drifts to the bottom. Plank, Stone at the line. It is still Todd Stone, but here comes Dale Plank. He takes the lead.
And he takes it into turns 1 and 2, and Plank will drive away. Pulls out to a couple of car length lead already. Pulls up to the back bumper of Shane Pecor, looking to put him a lap down here at the halfway point. Todd Stone relegated back to 2nd. It's Kerry Torrance into 3rd now. Conklin is 4th. Brian McDonald has crawled up to the number 5 spot. 6th is Timmy O'Brien. 7th is the battle between Perry Francis, Brandon Sweet, Chris Raby, and now throw Danny O'Brien in the mix in 9th. Matt Billings completes the top 10.
Danny O'Brien working his way up through the field now. Dale Plank, your race leader. To the bottom he goes. Ray Delarme on the top side. The track's starting to take a little bit of rubber. Plank now, the next lap car for him is the 31 of Tom Jock Jr. He'll dive to the bottom of the racing track. Now, we've got 3 wide coming out of 4. Plank continues to lead.
And he has got some heavy traffic in front of him. Casey Swamp, Roy Tarbell, and the 16 of Gage Moran right there with him. Gets to the back bumper of Swamp, trying to put him a lap down. Todd Stone, about 3 cars separate the top 2 drivers as Kerry Terrance lurking back there in the 3rd spot. Tommy Conklin doing a great job holding down 4th. Good battle for 5th between Brian McDonald and Timmy O'Brien in the number 88.
Dale Plank continues to lead now. He'll get to the bottom of La Sur. He'll set his sights on the 007 of Roy Tarbell. The Plankinator is now starting to dominate the field as he works his way through lap traffic. And the number 2 car, Todd Stone, trying everything he can, throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Not sure if he's going to have enough laps remaining to catch Dale Plank.
As they go into turns 3 and 4, Plank will jump to the top side of the speedway, and he has put some quality cars a lap down early as Roy Tarbell goes a lap down to your leader. 6 more to go. Todd Stone doing all he can to hold Kerry Terrance off for the number 2 spot. Back there in 3rd, it is Terrance. 4th is still Conklin. 5th right now is Brian McDonald. Timmy O'Brien doing a great job into 6th. Ravi is 7th, followed by Brandon Sweet. Matt Billings up to the 8th spot now as he gets around Danny O'Brien. O'Brien back to 9th. Stefan LaFrance rounds out the top 10. 5 laps to go, says Austin.
Dale Plank now will set his sights on Tommy Jock Jr. He'll go to the high side. He'll work the high side coming out of 4. We've got 5 laps remaining. Todd Stone remains in 2nd. Kerry Terrance in 3rd. Tom Conklin, a very strong 4th. Brian Slim McDonald rounds out your top 5. Plank now looking to get another lap here on the 38 machine of Luke Whitaker. Plank now dominating the field.
Luke Whitaker, 4th place finish here last week, but he is in danger of going a lap down. And if this is any indication of what the weekend is going to be like, for the rest of the competition, they better look out as Blank works it up off of corner number 4, right behind Luke Whitaker. Perry Francis, who was strong early in the event with 2 laps to go, now finds himself in danger of going a lap down to the leader as Todd Stone, Kerry Terrance at each other for 2nd and 3rd. Down the back straightaway into corners 3 and 4. White flag being displayed this time by for Dale Plank. The natural out of Cortland, New York, brings it down in front into corners 1 and 2. He's got about a half straightaway over Todd Stone and a couple of lap cars in between him. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag will be out, and after the heartbreak of last week, Dale Plank turns it around to his 56th career dirt car 358 modified win. Plank gets it. 2nd will go to Todd Stone. Kerry Terrance into 3rd. Tom Conklin brings it home into 4th. Rounding out your top 5 at the stripe will be the 88 of Timmy O'Brien. Brian McDonald crosses in 6th. Matt Billings 7th. 8th to Danny O'Brien. Chris Raby will be 9th. And Brandon And in a moment, he'll be jumping out.
And there he is, the 77X.
Out of the car for the first time this season. How about a round of applause for the 77X, the natural Dale Plank. Brian Page is down trackside. Brian?
Thank you very much, Tim Baltz. Dale, congratulations on the 25-lap feature tonight on the truck stop number 9. Take us back. You got by Todd Stone, and from there, you went into lap traffic and hit.
Yeah, the car was working awesome right on the bottom there, and I just was patient early and tried to work down Todd there and got by him, and then got to lap traffic, and the car was pretty decent on the top too. It didn't seem to matter where I put it.
So a lot of bite on the high side, still a lot left late in the feature?
Yeah, the track is in super shape. I thought it was 1 lane around the bottom until I took the lead and come up on lap traffic and went to the top, and there's a good top and there's actually a good middle right now, so hats off to everybody here. Track's just phenomenal.
Anybody you want to thank at this time, Dale?
Yeah, definitely Kerry Terrance for sure for fielding this whole deal, Twin Leaf Express, Drex Subs, everybody that helps out the shop, Jeff and Booger and Nate and everybody else that stops down. Can't do it without them.
Well, thank you very much. Dale Plank, your 358 modified feature winner this evening.
Thunder Anderson off of corner number 4. Austin waves the green. We're underway.
Louis Jackson Jr. to the outside. Brian Kopp to the inside. Jackson bobbles a bit, opens the door for Billings. Billings can't quite find the handle on it, coming out of 2. Kopp is your early race leader, followed by Jackson. And Billings now making a dive to the inside is the number 44 machine of Todd Ferguson.
Up off the corner they go, and into corners 1 and 2. Brian Kopp leads the way. Louis Jackson Jr. looking strong out there in that 18. Working spot in number 2. Steve Billings back there into the 3rd spot. Thunder Anderson 4th. Thomas Cook, what a job he is doing. Up to the 5th spot. Dylan Sallows having a good run into 6. We're 3 wide back there for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Hagan now sets his sights as he tries to work his way up through the field, but Brian Kopp continues to lead. It is now Louis Jackson Jr. on the outside, followed by Billings. To the inside will go the 30 of Thunder Anderson. The 14-year-old hot shoe Thomas Cook will go to the number 5 position, but here comes the 11 of Dylan Sallows.
Working it up off of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Brian Kopp, Louis Jackson Jr. 1 and 2 right now. Steve Billings having a great drive up to spot number 3 as they move to the outside of the 53 of Thomas Jock as they go down the front straightaway. Battle for the number 4 spot. Thunder Anderson has a mirror full of Dylan Sallows into corners 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Sallows side by side with Anderson. It's going to be Sallows picking up the number 4 spot as they go into turn number 3.
So Brian Kopp finding a very comfortable groove on the bottom as he comes out of 4. He's got Louis Jackson now starting to close that real estate ever so slightly. Lap traffic an issue. Kopp goes to the outside, followed by Jackson down to the backstretch. And we've got a turn, a car twisting up in the turn number...
Looks like it's Thomas Jock the 3rd over there in corner number 1. Caution flag will fly here. 6 laps.
They're going to wait and see. Kopp fires coming out of 3. Down to 4 he comes. Green flag on the field.
Into corners 1 and 2 they go, and Louis Jackson Jr. with a bid for the lead on the top side. He'll go to the number 1 spot. Brian Kopp relegated to 2nd. Here comes Dylan Evoy on the outside part of the speedway as Steve Billings in the B3 right there, position number 4. Dylan Sallows rounds out your top 5. 6th is Kelsey. 7th to Brandon Hagan. 8th is Thunder Anderson. Thomas Cook up to 9th. Dana Akins completes the top 10 as they work the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Louis Jackson Jr. continues to lead. Now he's got company. He's got Dylan leading the convoy. Evoy in number 2 position. Evoy makes the clean pass on Kopp. Kopp now will settle back into 3rd. He's got behind him Dylan Sallows now making the move. It's Brandon Hagan to the inside. He cracks the top 5 for the first time tonight.
As they go off into corners 3 and 4, Jackson down on the bottom. Dylan Evoy right there with him in the 2nd spot. Brian Kopp holding down 3rd still. Brandon Hagan is flying through this field now. He works to the top side of the speedway, looking to challenge Dylan Sallows for the number 4 spot. Caution flag is out though. And we got a car off of turn number 1. Looks like Wyatt Mullen in the number 5. Just ask him. Off the corner we go. Green flag is back out. Louis Jackson Jr. on the hammer. Dylan Evoy to the top side. Drag race into corners 1 and 2, Brian. It looks like Evoy's going to have the advantage, but Jackson hangs with him down the backstretch.
It's a drag race down the backstretch going into turns 3 and 4. Jackson on the bottom, and we've got a pile of cars, 3 actually, in turns between turns 1 and 2. That'll bring a stopping to the racing action here. So, looks like we'll have to wait for official.
And Evoy will fire from the bottom. Louis Jackson Jr. is going to try the top side this time on this restart. We're underway. Green flag in the air, and Evoy gets a great jump this time. Now on the front stretch into corners 1 and 2, Dylan Evoy, your defending track champion, goes to the lead down the back straightaway.
Evoy is your leader. He's looking for that $100 halfway bonus tonight. But Brandon Hagan, last week's feature winner, looking to come and enter this dance as he tries to get to the high side around Louis Jackson Jr. That'll open the door for 11 of Dylan Sallows to the bottom. Louis Jackson Jr. got his hands full here, and the advantage goes to Dylan Evoy as he's able to break away from the field.
Down into turns 3 and 4, Evoy with about 4 car lengths on Louis Jackson Jr. back to the 2nd spot. Great battle for the number 3 spot, but Brandon Hagan makes short work of that. Now Brent Kelsey sees daylight. He goes to 4th. Dylan Sallows up to the number 5 spot. 6th is Brian Kopp. 7th is Mike Arquette, getting some pressure from Dana Akins in the number 8. Steve Billings is 9th. Thomas Cook doing a great job holding on to 10th.
Brandon Hagan now, he'll set his sights on Dylan Evoy. We got 8 laps to go. Evoy looking to pick up his first win of the year here at Mohawk. He's got about a 10-car length lead, maybe 11-car length lead. Now to the inside is the 30 of Brent Kelsey. Brent Kelsey to the inside of the 18 of Louis Jackson. Dylan Evoy still leads. Not sure if Brandon Hagan's going to have enough time to run down the leader.
So they head off into corners 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. 7 laps left to go. Hagen doing all he can to run down Dylan Evoy, working that top side of the speedway. Brent Kelsey back there in the 3rd spot, followed by Jack and Dylan Sallows having a great run up to the number 5 spot. Brian Kopp, Mike Harkat 6th and 7th as Mike Stacy comes back out on the speedway right in front of Steve Billings, and Billings narrowly misses him. And he's moving very slowly, and he's trying to get it going, and he will do so. We stay green as your leader works down in front with 5 to go.
5 laps the remaining distance now. Can Dylan Evoy hold off the hard charging of last week's race winner in the Sportsman, the 12 of Brendan Hagen? The lead has not shrunk whatsoever. Brendan Hagen pedaling as fast as he can. Can he catch Dylan Evoy? Evoy comes out of turn 4. He's got 4 laps remaining. He's already collected the $100 halfway bonus for being the leader tonight at the lap number 10. Evoy now. Perhaps some lap traffic would help Brendan Hagen. Not sure if there's going to be enough laps remaining to do so, Mr. Tim.
As they come up off of corner number 4, Dylan Evoy with the lead. Hagen working that outside groove, but he may be running short on laps here. Lap traffic, not sure if it will play a factor with only 2.5 laps left to go. Hagen running back there in 2nd. It's Kelsey to 3rd. Louis Jackson Jr. holds down 4th. Dylan Sallows completing the top 5. 2 laps to go for Dylan Evoy.
I think lap traffic will be an issue here now. Evoy to the bottom, coming out at 2. He'll sprint away down to the back stretch. Lap traffic is an issue. Will he have enough time as Brendan Hagen to catch the race leader? Now, Dylan Evoy gets into lap traffic. That'll hold him up just a bit coming out of 4. He gets by the 30th Thunder Anderson. White flag on the field. 1 lap remaining. Dylan Evoy looking to pick up his first win of the year. Brendan Hagen, a strong 2nd place finish here so far. 2nd place run, rather. Evoy now deep in the lap traffic. He gets to the bottom. Dylan Evoy around to collect the checkers. His first win of the year at Mohawk International Raceway. Followed by Brendan Hagen, the 30 of Brent Kelsey, and the 18 of Louis Jackson, and the 11 of Dylan Sallows. Correction, rounding out the top 5 is Mike Arquette at the line, getting by Sallows. Another top 5 finish for Mike Arquette.
All right, so Dylan, congratulations. You're back in victory lane. And, of course, defense of that track championship. The car looked awesome tonight, bud.
Yeah, it really did. Last week, we were a little off, and I don't know. I knew the feature of the track went the total opposite way of what I thought it was, and I got to remember what we did last year here, because the track's just a little different, and it was really good tonight. And I started 17th. I didn't know how I was going to get through traffic, but the car really worked good on the bottom, and I was able to make a lot of my moves down there. And it was good to get the win tonight.
Yeah, of course, being down track side is a lot of fun to talk to you, but I'm going to be, you're going to be one of my biggest fans, because I'm just going to give you $100 here from RJW for the halfway award for the lap 10 leader of the Sportsman race.
Awesome, I appreciate it. With these cars, nothing's cheap anymore, so every little bit helps.
Absolutely, and of course you picked up a win earlier this year at Can-Am, your first dirt car sanction win. What's it going to take to get that 2nd straight track championship here again?
I just hope consistency. Every night I think we'll be starting deeper in the field. So as long as we can stay out of trouble and put it to the front, I think we'll be in good shape.
Anybody want to thank?
I definitely got to thank my dad, my Uncle Jeff, my mom, Mike Iakursi, Gil Evoy, Grandma and Grandpa, Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet, Fireball, Rona, Napa, Thousand Islands RV Center, and Thousand Islands Concrete, Genesis Racing Shocks.
Boy, you got a lot of people behind you, don't you, bud?
Yeah, that's what it takes to get the program going.
All right, well, congratulations, Dylan. Win number 1 of the year for Dylan Evoy.
Come on, buddy.
Set to go green. Green flag is out, we're underway, and Ricky Thompson has had quite the stretch of bad luck recently. trying to hold off Stefan Lebrun for the lead. Two former track champions going at it here for the number 1 spot as Lebrun works that outside groove. Ricky Thompson down low into second, and it's going to be Lebrun taking away the lead. Dan Denwyer in that 64 holding down the 3rd spot. And you recall Dan last year, he was dominant at the end of last year's Bandit season in that 64, winning 4 of the last 5 races. The 14 of Chris Tremblay back there in the 4th spot. The 48 of Dion Oaks rounds out your top 5. Stefan Lebrun leads them off of corner number 4.
20 laps the distance for the Pro Stocks here this evening. LeBron off to a great start. Ricky Thompson always strong, running up front here tonight. Now through the middle, we've got a couple cars sideways on the backstretch.
And Denwyer and the 14 of Tremblay got into one another on the backstretch, but they continue on. Rock Oban had no place to go and just basically had to ride that one out till they got straightened up back there. Up in front, though, Stefan Lebrun continues to lead the way. Ricky Thompson about to lose that 2nd spot to Dion Oaks in the number 48, and Oaks gets on by in spot number 2. Ricky Thompson holds down 3rd. Rock Oban has gotten around that battle from 4th and 5th here as they work up off the corner. 4 laps complete. Lebrun, your leader.
Denwyer having a strong run here in this 2nd week of competition at the Mohawk Speedway. Raceway, rather, on the inside of the number 14 of Chris Tremblay. Dan Denwyer to the inside of turn 3. He looks to make the clean pass. Side by side, door handle to door handle coming out of 4.
And they're still at each other. Back just behind them, P.J. Peters, Jody Swamp, Mark Lalone going at it there for 7th, 8th, and 9th, and Owen White completes the top 10 as they work down the backstretch into corners 3 and 4. Lebrun, who has not won here in a long time since his track championship year, motors on down the front stretch. 6 laps in the books. Dion Oaks looking to close in, and I'll tell you what, from about 4th on back is where the real racing action begins, as your top 3 have just driven away from Rock Oban in that 4th spot.
Throw a blanket over them for the number 4, 5, and 6, number 7 position. Denwyer still working on the 14 of Tremblay to the inside. P.J. Peters looking for an opening here as Denwyer gets a little squirrely coming out of 4. Now Tremblay able to break away, sets his sights on the number 4 of Rock Oban.
Down the back straightaway they go, and a good battle for the lead. Here comes Dion Oaks with a bid for the top spot. Up off of corner number 4, and Oaks will grab the lead. Into corners 1 and 2 they go, and Stefan Lebrun trying to hold them off on the top side. No such doing, though, with 8 laps up on the scoreboard. Dion Oaks, who has not won in a long time here, sets sail down the back straightaway with the top spot. Stefan Lebrun holding down 2nd. Ricky Thompson, his best run in about a year and a half, goes up to position number 3. Then a good battle going on for 4th now.
So Dion Oaks, your new race leader, he's almost to the halfway point. Stefan Lebrun in 2nd. He's going to try to run him down on the backstretch, but Dion Oaks starting to open up a bigger advantage as they head into turns 3 and 4. Oaks to the bottom, Lebrun to the bottom. Oaks, your race leader on lap number 10.
As they go down into turns 1 and 2, Dion Oaks working that low line. Stefan Lebrun is stuck right to the bottom as well. Ricky Thompson trying to make the outside work as Mark Lalone has jumped up into the number 4 spot, bringing P.J. Peters with him up into 5th. So Oban losing a couple of spots here at the halfway point, but it's still Dion Oaks. And it seems like the bottom side of the speedway is the place to be right now, but a lot of drivers have elected to try the top side, but they've had no such luck gaining on the leaders.
Stefan Lebrun would love to see a yellow flag at this point, but would he have enough to keep off the hard-charging 48 of Dion Oaks? Oaks setting the pace tonight in the Pro Stock feature presented by Truck Stop number 9. Dion Oaks to the bottom now. We've got 8 laps remaining. Lebrun holding strong in 2nd place.
And Lebrun starting to lose ground to the leader as Dion Oaks begins to pull away as the battle for 3rd shapes up to be a good one. And Dan Denwyer off of corner number 2, but he gets back on and we stay green. Ricky Thompson is in a hornet's nest out there. He's got P.J. Peters to his inside. Mark Lalone just behind him. Into corners 1 and 2 they go, and once again that low line will prevail as P.J. Peters dives down to the inside, picks off 3rd from Thompson. Mark Lalone looking to do the same to go up into 4th. Up off the corner, Dion Oaks continues to lead it.
Ricky Oakes, like the old song, jokers to my left, jokers to the right, I'm stuck in the middle with you, as Dion Oakes continues to put the power to the clay on the backstretch. Lap traffic now the issue. He makes easy work of the 102 as he goes to the high side, but the 102 of Preston Musa not going to give him that lap position that much easier. We've got 5 laps remaining.
5 more to go, and Dion Oakes looks like right now he is headed for victory, barring a major catastrophe out there, as he is run away and hiding from the rest of the field, as Stefan Lebrun is going to feel some pressure here from PJ Peters, who has come on strong in the last couple of laps here. Gone by Ricky Thompson and Mark Lalone to move up into third, now setting sail after Stefan Lebrun for second. 4 laps left to go, and Dion Oakes is checked out. He is gone. Lebrun has his hands full here with PJ Peters with 3 to go.
Mark Lalone getting better each week that he races here at Mohawk. He goes to the high side. He's looking to run down PJ Peters for that number 3 position. We've got 3 laps remaining. Dion Oakes reaches over to the left side, sets to the cruise control, trying to head it to victory lane.
And he's going to come around with 2 laps left to go. Up off the corner they work. Dion Oakes is all by himself with a huge lead, about a straightaway advantage. Back to the battle for second. It's a dandy out there with Stefan Lebrun, PJ Peters, and now Mark Lalone getting into the mix as well. Number 5 spot belongs to Ricky Thompson in that 1R. Now the battle for second as Peters goes to the outside and goes by Stefan Lebrun to pick off spot number 2. Lebrun back into third. White flag in the air for Dion Oakes. Oakes has not won, like as I mentioned, in a long time, and would like to get back into victory lane here at MIR if he possibly could. He's got 2 more turns of the wheel into turn number 3, sets it down to the bottom side of the speedway and up off of corner number 4. Dion Oakes is going to do it, back into victory lane for the number 48 team, as he'll go to the winner's circle. PJ Peters in second. Mark Lalone gets by Lebrun at the end for third. Lebrun in fourth. And Ricky Thompson rounds out your top 5 in another caution-free race.
Bladed by his crew. We just received word 2 years since he was last in victory lane. That was at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. They kick off this Sunday night. Let's hear it for the 48 of Dion Oakes. Get a quick word here trackside with Dion in front of this pretty machine. Dion, congratulations tonight, bud. 2 years since you've been there. Take us back. You got by Stefan Lebrun. A lot of open real estate for you.
I was wondering where everybody was, and I'm not used to running up there.
So you went to the high side. A lot of bites still left up there?
Not really.
Not really. Anybody you want to thank Dion for this victory tonight?
Just my crew, my girlfriend, my kids, everybody else.
You heading to Cornwall Sunday night?
I think so now.
We'll see you back here in Victory Lane again real soon at Mohawk. Once again, tonight's Pro Stock winner, the number 48 of Dion Oakes. Look to fire here from the pole position coming out of 4. He waits for the green hanky from Cody. He's got green on the field. Waldriff off to a great start here as now Mutant goes to the outside looking to take over Waldriff on lap number 1.
Going into turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Scotty Waldriff, know this driver for a long time. Raced go-karts against him for many years, and now he's leading the field up off of corner number 4, but he has got a hard-charging Brian Green on the outside. Here comes Matthew Robinson in a bid for second down on the bottom, and Brian Green looking to get on by and does, and Robinson, good battle out there for the top 3 spots as Waldriff hanging tough in there up off of corner number 4.
Brian Green to the outside of Waldriff, and he gets by him for their lead. He'll be the race leader on lap number 2, but now to the inside, Robinson gets by Waldriff. Robinson to the inside, but Brian Green going to run away and hide here as he goes into turns number 3 with Robinson and Waldriff in pursuit.
And Robinson down on the inside. Scotty Waldriff up on the top side of the speedway as Matt Mutin watches this battle from 4th. The 03 of Dan Reef holding on to the number 5 spot as we work in lap number 3 down the back straightaway.
So Robinson's going to set his sights on the race leader, Brian Green. Green to the top side. Robinson to the bottom, coming out of 4. Brian Green, he picks up the left wheel as he comes around to complete lap number 3. He's still your race leader, but here comes Robinson back to the bottom. Green, he'll stay to the high side as they go down the backstretch. A little drag race as they head into turn 3.
Down into turn number 4 this time. Robinson trying to make it 2 wins in a row. And I'll tell you what, Brian Green has got that car hooked up on the outside, lifting that left front wheel all the way around this speedway as you see him get up on that cushion. He just rockets around the top side of the speedway. Matthew Robinson digging down low. He is second. Waldriff holding on to third with Matt Mutin into fourth. Scott Mears taking away that number 5 spot as they go down the back straightaway. 6 laps are complete this time around.
Green's got it hooked up like grandma's undergarments on the clothesline, but now here comes Robinson to the inside. Green on the outside. It's a drag race. They go into turn 3. Robinson finding a little bit of bite on the bottom. Green, he likes the high side. Can he hold the lead? Robinson, Green at the line with 5 laps remaining.
So leaders working lap traffic. They come up on the back bumper of the 151 of Bailey McDonald. They'll both go to the top side. Now they'll swing it back low, trying to get by the number 30 of Tim Reef as they go into turns 1 and 2. They easily get by. Now Matt Stone Jr. is the next victim to go a lap down. And I'll tell you what, Brian Green starting to open up a little bit of a lead on Matthew Robinson.
Brian Green to the top side. He'll pick up the left wheel as he comes out of turn number 4. Puts a lap car between him and Matthew Robinson, the 88 machine. We've got 6 laps remaining in this 15-lap feature. Green setting a torrid pace on the field tonight, Tim.
As he works the back straightaway, Brian Green pulling away, and Matt Stone Jr. starting to slow on the backstretch in the number 2 machine, trying to get it to the infield, not a harm's way. 5 laps left to go in this one. And the caution flag will fly as Stone is at your fingertips. 5 to go in this one here. Brian Green looks very strong here late in the going.
So Green, he has the 88 machine of Robinson to contend with. Green looking for the green flag. He'll get it here now as he takes off from Matthew Robinson, leaving him in the dust. A little see ya later, as now Robinson going to try to go to the inside groove on the outside. It is Green. He picks that left front up like picking up the dinner tab as he heads into turn 3. To the bottom will go Robinson. They're going to look to make it side by side. 2 by each coming out of 4. But no, Green finds a little extra bite in the track. 5 laps to go.
I'll tell you what, he's working that outside groove pretty good. He's got that car hooked up very well on the top side of the speedway. That left front in the air looks really cool, but I tell you what, Matthew Robertson is doing it just as good with all 4 wheels on the ground. He is working the bottom of the speedway. We are side by side down the front straightaway. 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go in a drag race to the finish. Robinson finding a little bite on the inside. Robinson, last week's feature winner here in the Mod Light division. They are wheel to wheel going into turns 3 and 4. Green on the top, Robinson on the bottom. Robinson going to try the slide job coming out of 4. He is your new race leader.
2 more laps to go, and Matthew Robinson, who won on opening night, is making a statement, trying to defend that track championship, and he slides up in front of Brian Green to take away the lead into corners 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed this time by from Cody as they work up off corner number 4. Matthew Robinson, your leader.
Green now, he held the advantage early on. Now Robinson found something on the bottom. Green not yet to give up. He gets some power move coming off of 2. It'll be a drag race going into turns 3 and 4. Robinson on the bottom. Green on the top side. Does Green have enough bite left in the track? I don't think so. Robinson will come around. He'll make it 2 for 2 in the Mod Light division.
And contact here on the front stretch of Scotty Waldorf and Matt Mutin came to the line. Waldorf got a little bit loose, overcorrected, and got into the side of Matt Mutin, but everybody finished clean. Nobody wrecked. And it'll be Mutin, Waldorf, and Scott Mayer in that. And, of course, the trademark victory lane celebration for Matthew Robinson popping out of the top of that car. There he is. How about a round of applause? 2 wins in 2 weeks.
Not a bad way to start off the season here.
29 of Justin DeRocha and the number 12 of Randy Whiting complete the rest of the field. 12 laps the distance. Green flag flies, and we're underway.
So Fish off the pole, gets off. That's actually Stuart Musa in the 101 off to the early race lead. Ernie Cree to the bottom now. Correction on that one. That is Oben. Matthew Oben into the number 2 spot as he tries to get by Fish. Musa looking to run away and hide here as he comes out of turn 4. The early race leader car is starting to bobble a bit, Tim, coming out of 4.
I tell you what, Stewie Musa's got that 101 hooked up very well right now. Matthew Oban holding on to second. Here comes Ernie Cree down to the inside. Watch Corey Castell in that 28. Works down the front, back straightaway into corners 3 and 4. He is locked to the back bumper of the 18 of Cree. Up off the corner they work. Andrew Fish holding on to 5th, but Matt Zera down on the bottom. He's going to grab the number 5 spot.
So the 101 of Stuart Musa, he's got to be perfect. He's got a gaggle of cars behind him. Here comes the 18 machine. My good friend Ernie Cree to the inside, looking to get by the 101 of Stuart Musa. He'll go to the inside, coming out of 4. It's a drag race to the flag stand.
And Musa with the lead. Ernie Cree not letting him get away, though. They work down into turns 1 and 2. As Corey Castell, Matthew Obey, 3rd and 4th. Matt Zera holding on to the number 5 spot as well. As they go off into turns 3 and 4, he can throw a blanket over the top 4 cars right now. Good battle for the lead up off of 4.
Musa now making it a little too close for comfort for Cree. Cree on the bottom. He finds something that he likes. Musa going to go to the dive to the bottom coming out of 2. Can he get by Ernie Cree? Musa, great racing action tonight here for him. They're side by side going into turns 3. Cree bobbles a bit. He'll come out of turn number 4. He continues to be your race leader.
And don't look too far behind, but here comes Corey Castell, winner last week in that 28J, holding on to that 3rd spot. Matthew Obey is 4th.
So Ernie Cree continues to lead coming out of 4. Stuart Musa, he's got his hands full, as Tim said, with it last week's race leader, the 28J of Corey Castell. Ernie Cree now going to look to put this in his back pocket as he head down the backstretch. To the inside goes Corey Castell as he takes over the number 2 position. We've got caution on the field.
Darrell Mainville spun to the inside of corner number 4. And they're going to continue that from last week. Green flag is back out, and we'll see what happens. Look at Musa right there with him up off the corner. And Musa is going back up into second, Brian.
I'll tell you what, Musa fired the same time Ernie Cree did, and Castell now will drop back to 3rd. Ernie Cree looking to get away from all this traffic behind him. Once again, a gaggle of cars. Do not slip up, Ernie Cree. You've got 4 guys behind you that would love to go to victory lane here this evening.
And I'll tell you what, Matthew Obey and Darrell Mitchell are going to have something to say about this before the night's over with. They run in 4th and 5th. Matt Zera is 6th, followed by Joe Jock, Andrew Fish, Randy Whiting, Justin DeRoche completes the top 10 with Brad and Gary Charlo, and Darrell Mainville completing the rest of the field. Up off the corner, Ernie Cree leads the way by about 5 car lengths on Stuart Musa.
So Ernie Cree, 4 laps to go. He sets the pace for this field. Musa settles into second. Ernie Cree now on the backstretch. Now the number 3 spot up for grabs between Oben and Castell. Last week's winner, Darrell Mitchell, looking to enter the top 5. Correction, he is in the top 5. He's looking to crack the top 4.
Up off the corner they work, and he's alongside Matthew Obey to try to pick off that number 4 spot. Meanwhile, Obey trying to get to the outside of Corey Castell. No such luck, though, as they work the back straightaway. Ernie Cree is in command of this field. He's got 2 laps left to go this time by, as Joe Jock a little out of shape on the backstretch.
So Joe Jock regains the field, regains his composure and his car now as he'll go to the high side, slowing a little bit in turns 3 and 4. As we'll keep things green here, we've got 2 laps to go. Ernie Cree, your race leader. The distance between him and Stuart Musa has lengthened quite a bit over the last 3 laps.
White flag being displayed for Ernie Cree this time around. And last week, if you recall, he got the win taken away from him there by Corey Castell. And we got a couple of cars coming together over here in corner number 4, but they straighten themselves back out. Checkered flag will be out this time by, and Ernie Cree's gonna do it. Finished second last week. He'll pick up the win tonight. He grabs it. Checkered flag is out, and Cree will get the win. Second will go to Musa. 3rd to Obey. 4th to Darrell Mitchell. 5th will be Matt Zera. His 2nd straight top 5 for Matt out there, and a good showing in the number 17. So Cree finally does it. Opening day at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. Round 1 of the Gaetan's Chip Stand 358 Modified Canadian National Series, and the opener for the Dirt Car 358 Modified Series as well, along with the opener for the Mohawk Race Parts Series, a 40-lap feature event for the Pro Stocks. The Sportsman's, Semi-Pros, and Mini Stocks will be on hand. Race time at Cornwall, 7 p.m. Race time at Brockville tomorrow night, 7 o'clock as well. I'm Tim Baltz, and on behalf of Brian Page and the entire staff here at Mohawk International Raceway, we hope to see you right back here at the Speedway next Friday night. Good night, everybody.